Good evening and welcome to our cooking class. So, today we're going to cover a couple things. But can I ask you, how many of you like to eat? Oh, looks like everyone. What about how many of you like to cook? Oh, not that many. Well, whether you feel like you have no experience or some, this is for you. Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Corinne Moultrie Parks, chef, entrepreneur, and resident here at Oakland. I was one of the best cooks in the South. Today, we're covering a simple recipe for biscuits: white lily flour, butter or shortening, buttermilk, and honey. There are other recipes, but it's about the ingredients. I've already added the flour and the butter to the bowl. It's the foundation, and foundations are important. I was born in 1872 or 1877 in Pendleton Township, South Carolina. The first ingredients in my life was my mother, Elizabeth Betsy Moultrie. She was biracial, or as we said back then, mulatto, and a house servant for Thomas G. Clemson, founder of what we now know to be Clemson University. Yes, she was born into slavery, but once free, learned how to read and write. I don't know the name of my father, or at least it wasn't listed since the census was taken through the mother for biracial children. She taught me how to cook and gave me an appreciation for the domestic skills and hard labor of domestic workers. I took up the family trade and started working, and I moved to work in the Frank and Lily Holland household in 6th Ward here in Atlanta. I lived with my brother Edward in what became the family home, and I married Christopher Parks in 1903. A recipe for an early 1900s power couple, if there ever was one. We didn't all have any children, but we did own property and stocks in the service company. Not only that, we bought a house on Linden Avenue. But if you go there now, it's a post office right next to the downtown Publix on Piedmont. Oh, I almost forgot about our biscuits. Let's add the milk now. Lovely. And we're going to stir until crumbly. Who taught you to cook? Family? Cookbook? What is it y'all have now? YouTube and Reels. I hope they taught y'all well. I've been to some houses, couldn't touch what was on my plate. I saw a need to teach and train domestic workers. And after the washerwoman strike of 1881, which Resident Leah Wright Day spoke about last year, there were a lot more domestic workers banding together for equality, which meant the work had to be consistent and of the best quality. I noticed that some of the new girls were untrained and didn't understand the fundamental principles of cooking. But then they may not have had a mother like mine. So I started working with First Congressional Church, and I started and operated a cooking school in their kitchen and fellowship hall. Not only that, I also taught at the Southern Community Cotton Oil Company, and I did regular classes all over, including the Atlanta Women's Club. Booker T. Washington himself invited me to teach at Tuskegee Institute. Yes. Not only that, but in order to maintain good quality, you have to train. So Christopher and I ran and operated the first class standard employment company. In the 1910s, we were known all over for placing and training cooks and maids, coachmen, busboys, any domestic place you can think of into high-class houses. Yes, people knew that if someone came through us, they were getting the absolute best. I got carried away with my recipe for success and forgot about the biscuits again. Don't worry, I'll be sending you away with some recipe cards. I got some for you. Take some and pass them. You'll help them, won't you? and answer their questions about biscuits. Lovely. hmm Domestic work is hard work. And at the age of 47 in 1919, I became a resident here. My life's work was all about passing on the knowledge that was given to me, and I hope it lives on. You'll take it with you, won't you? Lovely. Well, as our biscuits are going in, our time is up. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson from one of the best chefs in the South. Thank you, and have a good night. Thank you.